Paul, let's go to Dana Bash over at Ron Paul headquarters right now. I guess more and more people are coming back from their caucuses to wait for the candidate.
That's right, and we have here somebody who actually did just go vote for Ron Paul, a first-time caucus voter, Corporal Jesse Thorson, who is 28 years old, and you are active duty U.S. Army. Why did you vote for Ron Paul?
Well, I'm really excited about a lot of his ideas, especially when it comes to bringing the soldiers home. I've been serving for 10 years now, and all 10 years of those have been during wartime. I'd like to see a little peacetime Army, and I think he has the right idea.
Now, you have done 2 tours in Afghanistan. You told me you're going to go back for a third tour. I mean, if you can see your neck right there, what you have on your tattoo, 9/11, remember, and a picture of the Twin Towers. You know, some Republicans out there have been saying that Ron Paul would be very dangerous for this country because he wants to bring troops like you back from your post from all over the world.
Well, I think it would be even more dangerous to start nitpicking wars with other countries. Someone like Iran, Israel is more than capable of.
All right, we just lost our connection, unfortunately, with Dana. Dana, stand by if you can hear me. We're going to get back to you. I want to go to Candy Crowley over at Mitt Romney headquarters. People are beginning to fill up that room over there, Candy.
It was between 1972 and 73, but it was still a lot of prejudice around this area. My wife was sick, and I was trying to get some attention for her. Nobody came to check. They just left her there. Well, I believe I was left there because of the difference, me being black and her being white. And every time I would say something to the head nurse, she would get pretty upset. And then she finally called the Freeport Police Department, said I was harassing her. And I mean, I didn't know anything to do. Well, then Ron Paul come to my rescue. He just stepped in and went to work with my wife. And after he seen her, I'd say no more than 10 minutes later, she had a stillborn boy child. And he said as far as the bill, he would take care of everything, which he did. I never got a bill from the hospital or anything. And he was a doctor of medicine, and that's what he was doing, was practicing medicine, and it didn't matter who and what and why. He was doing it because he think of one human being just as much as another one. He's just an honest man, and that's something we need now in this day and time. It's a lot of politics and no honesty. When you have honesty, well, people will try to do anything to blot you out. And that's what they will try to do to him, is blot him out, because he will be honest. And they need more like him.
Meanwhile, December 27th, as you all know, the Donald Trump debate, that is also in Iowa. He is the moderator. Who is in, who's out? We know this. Jon Huntsman is out. Newt Gingrich is in. And boy, is Ron Paul out, and he is leaving no doubt about why he's not going to this debate hosted by Donald Trump. Quote, the selection of a reality television personality to host a presidential debate that voters nationwide will be watching is beneath the office of the presidency and flies in the face of that office's history and dignity.
Well,
Ron Paul leaving no doubt about his opinion.
And Donald Trump also leaving no doubt about his opinion, responding in, I would say, vintage Trump style. Ron Paul has zero chance of winning, either the nomination or the presidency. My poll numbers were substantially higher than any of his poll numbers at any time. Few people take Ron Paul seriously, and many of his views and presentation make him a clown-like candidate. Wow. I am glad he and Jon Huntsman, who has inconsequential poll numbers or a chance of winning, will not be attending the debate and wasting the time of the viewers who are trying very hard to make a very important decision.
But in Iowa right now, Ron Paul is in second place. 18% of the vote in Iowa right now, and perhaps one of the best ground games in Iowa among all of the candidates. He has volunteers who are coming.
They're an army, aren't they?
How old is he now? 70? He's over 70 years old?
No, but he definitely has eclipsed that.
He has so many young people pouring into that state, more than any other candidate, because because of the excitement that he garners for those individuals. So I don't know. I mean, zero chance of winning may be a little harsh there, but 18% in Iowa. If he does well in Iowa, as Chris Wallace was talking about yesterday, that can be really important as we move into New Hampshire, too. If Ron Paul's in second place, that's telling.
You're right. I mean, look at the early states. Ron Paul is consistently in double figures in almost every state we've polled thus far. Is he inconsequential? Far from it.
This race is fun.
So we're here in Coralville, Iowa, just outside of Iowa City, right? Right. And there's a lot of people that came out for a sign wave. I was just in Davenport, and you guys are doing a lot better job. There's a lot more people here, so way to go. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what brought you out here today.
Well, my name's Matt. I was an ardent Democrat my whole life, and I voted for Obama, and I saw things weren't going the way that I thought they would. I thought that what he could do. And I started doing research, and I really started getting into it, and then I went to college, studied political science, and then I saw that the way we do business is not sustainable, and Ron Paul is the only one talking about changes that can affect the sustainability of this country, and I feel it's the responsibility of everyone living in a republic to be actively involved in the democratic process. So I really want to get out here, and I really believe in this guy. I mean, I'm out here every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. signing people up, registering them, because we really can make a difference, especially being in Iowa. If I was in any other state, I probably wouldn't be as adamant about it, but I really believe that we can change the world here in Iowa. And I don't know, every day I get more excited because I see more and more people
I have no
coming.
political background. I've actually never been involved with a campaign before. First time I've ever donated money to a campaign, got behind, volunteered my time, and brought my family into it. This is my youngest son. First time I've ever helped to get anything organized for a candidate. I'm a small business owner. I own several companies. Mom, 4 kids. Back in the day was labeled the soccer mom, and now I'm the Ron Paul mom. I mean, I'm totally 100% behind this guy because he stands for America and he stands for the people. Because Ron Paul, if you look at his history, he's never voted for a tax hike. He always sticks with the Constitution, which is what our country laws are based on and founded on. He's been married 53 years. That's extremely important. The morality that this man has lived by, that he's a doctor who's brought life into this world, over 4,000 babies. His track record is second to no one that is in politics right now, except maybe his son, who's coming up the ranks, and he'll have the same or a similar type record. So if they haven't found anything out there on Ron Paul,
I just graduated college. I can't get a job. We have thousands of Americans that are unemployed. I mean, this is America. We should be able to do better for that. And Ron Paul's the only candidate talking about fixing all the problems, getting rid of the bureaucracy, changing the deficit, getting the budget back and being balanced, changing our military from being in foreign wars and not being here. I mean, during the floods, where was our military? Where was our National Guard? They were in Iraq and Afghanistan. They weren't here when we needed them in Iowa. We need to fix that, and that's going to start in January 3rd with the caucuses, and we're going to finish it in November.
Now, for now, obviously, they are very much focused on getting out as many voters to the caucus sites across the state as possible tomorrow. I'm hearing from Republicans, John, who are affiliated with other campaigns, that they are amazed at how wonderful, frankly, that they say the Ron Paul organization is. We'll see if that actually bears out tomorrow. But in terms of the long term, there's no question. I'm sure you talk to Republicans who are worried as well, just like I am, that Ron Paul will continue on long into the spring and summer, even further. Even if he runs as a Republican or as an independent, he could really hurt whomever the Republican nominee is, because still nobody thinks, even if he does well here in New Hampshire, that he will ultimately be the nominee. I'm sure you talk to Republicans who are worried as well, just like I am, that Ron Paul will continue on, who are worried as well, just like I am, who are worried as well, just like I am.
Now, I have another speaker, a special guest tonight. He's been with us this evening. Matter of fact, he's been with us in our campaign for quite a few years. And you may have met him because he's been around here this evening. But I'd like him to come out and say a few words. He's been serving in the military for 10 years, and he's been overseas a lot. A lot of it was in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he was on TV tonight, and he didn't quite get to finish his statement. So I've asked him if he would come out and make his comments about why he supports our foreign policy, why he is fighting for the Constitution, and what he thinks we should do. But I would like to invite out now Jesse Thorson to come out and say a few words to you. Thank you.
How about Ron Paul? If there's any man out there that's had a vision for this country, it is definitely him. His foreign policy is by far, hands down, better than any candidates out there, and I'm sure you all know that. We don't need to be picking fights overseas, and I think everybody else knows that too. I'm flabbergasted right now. This is an incredible moment for me. I can't believe it. It's like meeting a rock star. But you know what? We're going to go to New Hampshire. We're all going to get involved. We're going to keep getting online. We're going to keep talking to people. And we are going to make sure this man is the next president of the United States.
Thank you very much. That is a powerful message. And once again, we all know where the active military people send their money when they're campaigning. They send it to our campaign for liberty, our campaign for the Constitution, our campaign for liberty of government, our campaign for personal liberty and privacy, and a wise foreign policy. The most important thing we have to remember is we want to have influence in the world. That's very important. We want to be active in the world. We want to talk to people and work to people, trade with people, and be friends with people. But what we need to realize is our ways. You know, there's people who say that we are an exceptional nation, and we certainly are and have been, but we're slipping. But this idea that our exceptionalism out of desperation say that we are so exceptional, what we must do is prove it to the world. We have to send our troops around the world and force it down their throats. If they don't do it, we'll, invade them and occupy them and force election on them. I'll tell you the best way to spread our message, and that is do our job at home. Preserve our liberties at home. Provide the free market. Have a sound currency. Balance the budget. Set an example and get the rest of the world to emulate us. That is the road to peace and prosperity. Thank you very much. Thank you.